Ever feel like you're running in circles, dealing with a gazillion problems or juggling a bajillion tasks all at once? Wondering if everyone else is caught up or whether it's just you in this crazy whirlwind? Does that sound familiar? Well, folks, there's a better way. It's time to be less whack-a-mole. Greetings, fellow adventurers, and welcome to the Annoyingly Optimistic Show, your trusted sanctuary for driven entrepreneurs and innovative business leaders seeking a potent blend of wisdom, motivation, and a dash of wit. I'm Paul Inskip, your guide on this invigorating odyssey through the business landscape. Join me as we journey into the captivating kingdom of ideas, decode the enigma of success, and arm you with the practical strategies to worry less, make more, and be brilliant. I'm eager to hear your thoughts, so don't hesitate to get in touch. Drop a comment or send a message to share how this podcast has enlightened, motivated, or simply changed your perspective. Let's set sail on this annoyingly optimistic voyage together, and don't forget to worry less, make more, and be brilliant. Now, you must be fed up with treating your business like a never-ending game of whack-a-mole. Let's face it, we've all been there. Mallet poised, panting and sweating, barely keeping up with the relentless flood of tasks and troubles that sprout everywhere like daisies in the spring. But hold on to your mallets. I'm here to emphatically drive home the critical value of a well-thought-out, steady approach to managing your business. Now, close your eyes and picture your business as a bustling, neon-lit retro arcade, where relentless whack-a-mole machines spew out problems and you're perpetually one step behind, forever on the back foot. Now, you ready to ditch that worn-out mallet for a gleaming, envy-inducing trophy of business triumph? Ready to trade in your frenzied bashing for poised sharpshooting calm? Well, there's another way. The reckless whack-a-mole way of doing business feels like you're stuck on a runaway roller coaster. Surprises lurk around every corner, and you're left spinning with no clue what to focus on next. Where's the next problem going to pop its cheeky head up, taunting mole-like face, and all you can do is a satisfying whack? But being less whack-a-mole is about more than just keeping your cool. It's about embracing forethought, strategy, and a measured, systematic approach. Now, I'm not suggesting you need to develop psychic powers or suddenly become a tea leaf reading expert, although that might be entertaining. As captains of our business ships, we need a dependable compass, not a crystal ball. There's certainly more effective ways for us to accomplish this. The first step is to delve deeply into the exasperation of the whack-a-mole approach, to really understand what's driving this madness. Now, what makes this game fun and simultaneously frustrating in the business context is the fact that we're not battling away an army of different problems all the time. It's often the same stubborn one, like an unwelcome guest that keeps crashing your party. The same problem we whacked last month, perhaps even last week, reappears, making us wonder if we should whack it harder, use a bigger hammer, or even go at it with both hands maybe. But relentlessly bashing approach isn't fixing the problem. It's merely applying a temporary patch, a flimsy plaster to a deep-seated issue. These reoccurring mole problems, which we often deal with through quick fix solutions, are like quicksand, pulling us deeper with every attempt to pull away. But each reappearance drains our energy, dampens your spirit, and leaves you right where you started. Each time a problem crops up, don't reach for the hammer in a knee-jerk reaction. Instead, reach for your trusty notebook. No, not to use instead of the hammer. But pen down the problem in as much detail as you can muster. Dissect the challenge and look beyond the quick fix. Because, let's be real, quick fixes are like candy. Tempting, but rarely nutritious. The systematic approach might take longer. It's like slow-cooked stew versus instant noodles. It requires patience and effort. But it pays off. And wow, does it pay off. This approach ensures the problem doesn't return to sap your energy over and over again, like some stubborn vampire. It's a one-time investment that reaps long-term rewards. So detail the problem, dissect the challenge, and note down what you've tried before. What worked? What was a spectacular failure? And what didn't even make a dent? Go full Sherlock Holmes on your mole problem. Understand why this pesky mole keeps coming back. Pushing the metaphor to its limits now. And adopt a Zen-like strategic approach to ensure you obliterate that mole for good. Now, you might be thinking, That's all well and good, Paul, but I don't have the time to psychoanalyze these moles, and there's a whole army of them relentlessly popping up. But that's where you're wrong. The point here is not to make you a slave to the moles, but to give you the upper hand. When you understand the problems, their patterns, and their weak spots, you're no longer at their mercy. You become the master of the game. And that's where deep understanding of your business comes into play. And I mean really understanding it in all its complex, chaotic glory. Systemize it, streamline it. Doesn't matter if it's just you. If you can't explain every part of your business to a curious 10-year-old, then it's back to the drawing board. The aim is to make your business simple. Now, this isn't easy, mind you, and that's a conversation for another day. Shameless plug there. When you simplify your business, those mole problems no longer catch you off guard. They don't drain your attention or rob you of energy. In fact, the moles vanish because you've preempted their appearance. You've set traps, you've plugged their holes, you've blown them up. Bit too violent? Gets the idea across though. And you've taken away their element of surprise. By fully understanding where your problems might appear and taking preventative action, you ensure that when a new mole does pop up, you have the time, the energy, and the resources to deal with it effectively and permanently. The whole mole business boils down to one thing: energy. How exhausting is it to be permanently whacking those moles? Does this frenetic mole whacking leave you with a surplus of energy and time to build long-term success? If you're shaking your head along with a sigh, then it's time for a change. A whack-a-mole detox, if you will. So brace yourself and tackle those moles head on. Dig them out and then investigate their origin, their motivation, and their persistence. Fix the issue once and for all, not just for now. Don't let your business drive you to running around with a metaphorical or real hammer, not truly addressing the latest challenge. Play whack-a-mole for fun, but not for your business survival. So you need to really understand these problems, understand the issues. Why do they keep coming back? Why do these problems keep challenging you, keep zapping your energy? Note them down, dive into those problems, explore them, ask for help, search for help, but look for the long-term help, the long-term solutions, the way so that these don't come back again. Because otherwise you're always going to be on the losing side. You're always going to be chasing these problems. And that's not the way to worry less, make more, and be brilliant. So I hope that next time those problems come up, I hope that the next time those issues that you've dealt with time and time again, stop. Don't keep putting the same patch. Don't keep applying the same quick fix. Delve into the problem. Invite those moles in. Get to know them. Get to know what's going on there and fix them for good. Because if you really want to worry less, if you really want to make more, and you really want to be brilliant, then you need to stop playing whack-a-mole. Well, my perpetually buoyant listeners, we've reached the conclusion of another enlightening episode of the Annoyingly Optimistic Show, where I sprinkle a little bit of optimism into your day, whether you ask for it or not. Longing for another dose? Well, ensure you're subscribed on your go-to podcast platform. Think of it as giving me an open invitation to a ceaseless fiesta of positivity in your headphones, where there's no guest list and an infinite supply of joy bubbles. Now, don't forget to rate and review. I'd love to know what your impressions are, even if you're like, oh, Paul, you're excessively upbeat. Could you stop increasing my happiness quotient? I can't. And finally, if you've got burning questions, captivating tales, or an overflowing of optimism, reach out to me on my website, worrylessmakemore.co.uk. I'm only a mouse click away from brightening your day even more. Thanks for sharing your time with me. I'm excited to infuse more positivity into your world on the next episode of the Annoyingly Optimistic Show. Until we meet again, worry less, make more, and be brilliant.